Well, welcome back to Hollywoodbets Greyville. We're at the parade ring with the acting head stipe for KZN. His name is Gavin Foxcroft, and him and I are going to have just a bit of a chat to wrap up the day's racing. And Gavin, how are you? First time you and I are chatting on this platform, and I hope that you're good.
I'm very well, thank you, Warren. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lovely. Let's just talk about what happened today. Well, you said there wasn't much fireworks to talk about, but one thing we do want to talk about is in race 4, an admission of guilt was signed by apprentice Olisi Mbuta. He was charged with the contravention of Rule 66.4, and that as the rider of Iron Will, he weighed in more than 1 kilogram above weight at which he was declared out at. Apprentice Mbuta signed the admission of guilt and was fined 1,000 rand. Well, I was going to say to you, admission of guilt to explain that, but I suppose it's pretty self-explanatory.
It is pretty self-explanatory. Admission of guilt, as it says in AOG, admission of guilt for that particular rule, 66.4, in that he weighed in excess of 1 kilo at the weight at which he weighed out at.
Now, I probably won't be able to answer the question, but, weights are closely monitored. Obviously they've got to be weighed in, etc. But how can he weigh out at one weight and come back 1 and a bit over?
That is why we actually interviewed the apprentice in the presence of the riding master to ascertain as to what happened, and it came about that he had weighed with the incorrect boots. And which he had remedied, and then which resulted in the overweight coming back in.
Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting because sometimes, and it could go the other way. They come back and it's the 2 kgs underweight,
and then we have a problem.
Absolutely. So all these things are absolutely well monitored. So that was the action in race 4. You were just saying a fairly quiet day in the boardroom today.
Very quiet day, fortunately for us, and a spectacular day in my opinion. Kudos to the operators. They're providing an alternative to the turf track, and things are panning out well.
Fantastic. Gavin, lovely chatting. Not too much to talk about, which is a good thing, as you say. For all the work that you guys do. And sometimes we'll sit here and there'll be a lot to talk about, which will be a remedy, I suppose, labelled a bad day. But today it's quiet. It's a good day in that respect.
Good day.
Lovely, spot on. That's Gavin Foxcroft, the acting head riding master. We've been talking riding master all day. Acting head stipendiary steward here in KwaZulu-Natal, and it was lovely to touch base with him, Gavin Foxcroft.